Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. I got to get my damn window clip back, man. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. But anyway, this is titled Respect, Cunningly Devised Narratives to be Used for false false, how can I say it? Expect cunningly devised scenarios to be used to promote different scenarios. I was watching a video this morning, and the brother had posted a link in the video, the article about out in Australia, I believe. I think it was Australia, how these alleged cops were shot and gunned down by a family that was against the hokey poke. All right, somehow, some way, they attribute that slaying of those two cops to basically make these people anti-government or whatever the hell they want to call it. So now they got this new thing. If you suspect a neighbor, or if you suspect a neighbor that's against the government or against the jab, or, you know, the coming MOTB systems, anything that's opposed in the New World Order, they said if you expect somebody to be against it, then basically you need to tell on them. And like we've been saying, you know, for a while here, we've been saying this for a minute, that anybody that's not in this truth is a possible agent. Okay, they liable to defect. This is why you got to be circumspect around people, man. It's to the point that, you know, my apartment, right? You know, it's pretty quiet where I live at. So, I mean, you can hear a pin drop for the most part. I mean, you can hear who's downstairs. You hear people getting out of the bed. It's pretty connected. And that's one thing I hate about living in apartments, man, because honestly speaking, like, I like to blast my music, which they ain't gonna stop me. But, you know, like watching videos and shit, I have to catch myself. I have to turn the videos down. Or a lot of times when I'm in my apartment, if you hear me like in a monotone voice, kind of low, is because I'm in the apartment. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very quiet. So, you know, people can listen on to what you're saying and what you're hearing. You see what I'm saying? So it's to the point, it's almost like you got to really turn down your personal business in order to just remain circumspect, you know, especially for what we believe in. I was watching an old show yesterday from the Apostles, going back to 2015, titled The Two-Thirds Must Go. This is when GMS was more like, you know, we was more rough then. I mean, you know, and we're still rough. Don't get it twisted, but you know, we've polished it up a little bit. You know, we're not just rebel at your ass like that. Sometimes we are, but well, at least I know I am still. But you know, the apostles, they was going in on Jake, man. And Apostle Hart, he like, that's why we don't give a fuck about you niggas, man. Like, I was pretty loud. I had to turn it down. I was like, man, I know somebody probably listening to this probably want to complain. Oh, we got some hates, man, tied to, you know, these people could do all types of wickedness in their life. You know, they can rape little boys and all types of wickedness and promote death on people. But when it comes to what we believe in, that's when shit gets real. You know, that's when basically you're the sore thumb. So what I'm getting at is the fact, being circumspect where you lay your head at and just talking to people. Everybody ain't got to know what you believe in, man. You know, like people at work and shit like that. You ain't got to tell these niggas that they're Israelites. Fuck them. They don't know already, then they don't need to know. It ain't at that point, it's out of your hands. Because it's enough videos pumping out and it's enough street speakings pumping out that everybody in these cities should know who the hell they are. So you ain't got to go to work and be breaking bread with Jake, man. Unless Jake really want to know. I ain't breaking bread with them niggas I work with, man. I give a fuck about if they know they Israelites or not at this point. Because it comes back. Because the scriptures say that the love for many shall wax cold, therefore iniquity should abound. So they got this new thing now that, hey, you basically got to tell on people that's against the New World Order. Why? Because, hey, as we stated, this man is kind of bringing that New World Order by force. Okay, it may seem pretty much lackadaisical now. It may seem that you may have a choice to accept the juice or the digital infrastructures that's coming, but in reality, man, when they have enough people that's bucking up against their system, they're gonna start forcing these Gestapo troops and deploying them to your neighborhoods. Because remember, I believe last year, even out here in Missouri, this guy, Governor Parsons, Mike Parsons, which he's a crook, basically what happened was he was basically deploying the military to help people with these particular WAPs, man. Okay, now he wasn't deploying them to the neighborhoods like we thought, but they were in certain neighborhoods and certain stations helping people and convincing people to get the WAP. It was basically like a health community thing that they was promoting and trying to get people to sign up for that shit. Basically selling people that poison. All right, so with that being said, expect false narratives, expect certain ambushes and certain things to be pushed in your cities in order to label you an anti-juicer. Okay, because this is what they did 2 years ago. This is what they did last year. Find out that that shit is relating to myocarditis, man, basically, which is an infection in the heart. Okay, your heart muscles, your vague muscles tighten up, you get clots and so forth. And basically you go into cardiac arrest, you have a heart attack or a stroke due to people drinking that juice, man. Okay, and they didn't want to test it for real because they knew that these particular juice suicides were leading to people to death. So now I believe like German scientists were forced to look at it and look into it and allegedly bring people up on charges, but they're not going to bring nobody up on no charges, man, because they all behind it. All right, like you try to tell these stupid dummies that shit is killing motherfuckers, man. They look at you like you're crazy. You know, like they was talking about it the other day. And I was like, man, you people are fucking stupid, man. You know, and you got you stupid peasy head women that's in the medical field. You really believe that shit is really helping people. Well, you know, those for people with underlying or that. Do you understand what the such and such is, the shit that they're putting in people's bodies that don't need to go there? Okay, it was tested that I'm gonna say the RNA is not designed to be in people's bodies, especially when your body make natural proteins of its own. You don't put spike shit in people's blood, man. The fuck? That don't go in people's body. That's not and that's not supposed to be for human consumption, so to speak. And you dummies in the fucking medical field, you know that shit. But a lot of you took what they call I ain't even gonna say it, man. I'm gonna just say you took the oath. All right, because I'm getting a little bit too doctory. You know, I'm getting a little bit too medical. You know, YouTube look for any reason to try to shut shit down that exposes them. But basically, when you look at these people, man, these people are dead. And that's why they all juiced up. 3 or 4, all fucked up in the mindset, can't think straight. And you got to let people like that have it because they going to find out the hard way when they start dead. And even when they die from it, people still going to make excuses. Oh, well, they died for such and such. No, because the studies they did, they found out that the people that died, they didn't have underlying heart conditions, man. They didn't. So what that tells you, man, that they're fucking people up out here and they're still pushing it. And you motherfuckers are still believing it. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. So is iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right? You can't trust Esau, man. At this point, he's then showed you that he's the devil. And you got niggas that still believe in this shit. It's amazing, you know, but it's all good, though, because I remember I had a buddy, I'm going to say 2 years ago, his pops died, and they blamed it on pneumonia. That's the spirit call, Lord, how about you have a shot 444. They blamed it on, he died from pneumonia, and I was like, hey, bro, I'm like, did he take the what? He like, yeah, my father took the 3-pointer. And I'm like, well, that's what it was, man. You know, I'm like, that's what it was. And then he started thinking about it. And he was like, well, shit, it makes sense. So even if it was symptoms of pneumonia, whatever was in that goddamn juice, it enhanced it. And I'm telling you this straightforward, man. And I know for a fact because I've been around people that took that shit and it made me feel a little off. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I mean, I literally was sitting next to somebody and I knew they was jabbed up and I started feeling lightheaded, man. My heart started beating. I'm like, damn, did I take the fucker? Did I take the 3-pointer? And I know I didn't. And don't plan on it. But just the fact that it's something ill that's happening out here, man. So, hey, Lord's will, I'll cover more than this on my BitChute page. It was an article I wanted to get into. But anyway, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Yahweh Mahar to you brothers. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.